station, land on Fairfield.
Proprietary Insight Acquisition. Thanks you for your...
Vă spun, nu ce-i faci?
The other brands may be 80 proof, but ours has 80 proofs. One printed on each label. Collect and study them all.
Emergency cover.
Enemy in evisceration. Target, Commander, don't tase me!
Changing magazine. Efficiently. Yeah, expunged from existence. Here to go. No skills. Step aside. Why? On the risk. Return for mayhem.
Emergency protocol should be defined.
Path cleared, Commander.
This is Grand.
Step aside. Why?
I bear a disposition.
Not yet. Hold on.
Our former Protectorate colleagues have undergone a radical reset. I'll submit this recorded announcement, intercepted from a Protectorate wireless broadcast, as empirical evidence.
Subjects, listen well. Days ago, our beloved sovereign, in his infinite wisdom, submitted himself to mental refreshment to strengthen his resolve for the good of all. At his command, I, Emery Thoreau, now accept the responsibility of shepherding you through these dark times until our sovereign's blessed return. I shall not take this duty lightly.
There you have it, an objectively momentous turn of Protectorate events, announced by the very individual we suspect orchestrated it. Just a theory, but the data supports it. Rigorous analysis of the consul's voice inflection.
Violence is the answer.
Signs of deception.
Ready to spread the truth.
Certainty.
Has been cleared. Notifying Auntie's choice will likely result in a reward.
Predictive analysis are calculating likely outcomes of these events. Expect addenda to this report as they develop.
End message with an emphatic sign-off such as, "We'll never be satisfied with solutions." That apparently was a note to self, not to be read aloud.
And now,
Oh, the unspeakable things I'm about to do!
determined to facilitate can become allergic to water this year.
Warning. Running with a sharp instrument may lead to serious injury.
Yes, that is exactly the plan.
Clarification. You are likely to experience this injury.
Rest easy, Val. I promise I won't take myself out accidentally.
And it's so low. Now you know just what to do. Start the cycle, here's the cue. It's Fibonacci, a sequence largely summing to proceeding. Numbers gives us wrath that brings us wonders. Define numbers, get us to sequence summation. It's Fibonacci from the library of our scene.
news from the field? Any further progress? Well, excellent. Good shot. Pleasure doing business with you.
Gazing upon the golden star, a part that's quite so vital, arcing in.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Giving squares to perfect quotients, 0, 1, 1, and again, 2, 3, 5, and 8, and then 13, 21, not 2, 34, we're counting through. It's Fibonacci, a sequence largely summing to preceding numbers, gives us math that brings us wonders. Define the recurrence relation, get us to sequence summation. It's Fibonacci from Liber of Aasi. Fibonacci sequence is a sequence in which each number is the sum of the two preceding ones. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89, 1, 44, and so on and so forth. It's Fibonacci, a sequence largely summing to preceding numbers, gives us a map that gives us wonders. Define the recurrence relation, get us to sequence summation. Preceding numbers, that brings us wonders. Define the recurrence relation, get us to sequence summation. It's Fibonacci from Liber of Aasi.
This melodious little ditty was dedicated to novice Gertrude Powell. Your nominate admirer is taking great interest in your figure work and projections.
Next up. Well,
Faz-me o cataver, mas
the
capaz
Sears
isto
among
fala.
you already know.
I look forward to the reclamation of the Hyperion web. Now, how might we be of use to one another? Yes! Excellent! Take that, reductionists! Don't tell anyone about that outburst, please. Here's something to keep you quiet. I must admit I first had doubts. Due to your... I've informed the presiding bishop you're coming to speak with her. She can be found in the room off the main stair. I'm sure I don't need to say this. But if you even think about bringing harm to Ruth, I shall know.
Come on.
When you go, if you continue working for the Order alone, it will likely burn any possible... Farewell.
The Order has always proclaimed patience as a virtue. but I am pleased my waiting is finally at its endpoint. For so long, you have only existed as numerical values on a chart. Now, with your arrival, the Order nears the totality of its goals, provided you are willing to stay aligned with our cause. Prudent. Now then, I gather you already know who I am, but science has shown that good manners strengthen developing relationships by 5.3%. So, allow me to introduce myself. I am Ruth Bassar, third presiding bishop of the Order of the Ascendant, supreme calculator. And, plan willing, I admit, when I sent my initial message, I did not exactly know who its recipient would be. Your recent exploits at Greater Tranquility Station have certainly made for confronting an assassin, and thereby sparing the delegates' lives before the rift inexplicably destroyed the station. Such a commendable effort is worthy of acknowledgement. Yes, by all reports it was. But the plan evidently has greater outcomes prepared for Vicar Levin. He is, at that. I consider him a close. However, there's something of even greater. I have received numerous reports indicating the archive has been wrested away from the Protectorate by a single, rather determined rogue factor. Your contributions to the Order will not go unreciprocated. Though even this happy solution is not without its... I've heard the archive's priority set has been altered by its occupiers. I suppose we shall see if that remains the case. It is my hope that such archaic methods of communicating with the archive will soon not be necessary. I am only lacking the resources to make my plan a reality. I am open to whatever you are willing to share. Indeed. It's newly agitated. Anything else? And this device differs from your own in scope, I assume? Thank you for entrusting me with this information. It has given me much to ponder.
And now with another enlightening missive for the always inquisitive, it's time for Ask a Vicar with Vicar Magsaysay. The student wants to know, what exactly...
While the archive is an infinitely complex machine, and equally... Unfortunately, this apparatus exacts a rather tremendous cost on the wearer. A certain panacea is needed to survive, having already lost one scientist to the folly of unapproved. Which is to say, your concern is noted and appreciated, but ultimately, a plant on Praetor under Auntie's choice control has the chemicals I need for this new treatment. Infiltrate the plant and retrieve them, by whatever means necessary. There should be a maintenance tunnel on the lowest level of the plant, which lets out near the sewage pool. The front entrance is likely to have security, so I would avoid that route entirely. Unless you feel confident in your skills of persuasion, or are not opposed to being shot. Yes, I predicted you would. Oh, the Laureate Council simply draws a name out of a hat. Serious study does not preclude. In reality, I was recommended for my position by the preceding bishop. Paired with my skills as my predecessor, presiding Bishop Orlo, and I had a close working relationship. He knew I counted him a friend. Orlo shared with me his doubts about the... Likely not. But it is the responsibility of every student to surpass their mentor in understanding and sentiment. And I can reliably assert that I call it proof of... Laplace's garden is more than it saddens me to see the garden so despoiled by our wartime presence. But with the loss of spice by themselves, very little. Once combined with other agents, a great deal of if all goes according to plan, I should be able to create a stupefacient of sorts that will ease the discomfort of wearing the apparatus needed to communicate with the archive. No, it is most certainly not. But if humanity only pursued the safe course, we would still be subsisting in caves rather than thriving. Being first inherently comes with risk. But better that I should undertake this endeavor than ask another to do so on my behalf. I am singularly positioned for the task.
With a 1 in 2 chance. But are there really...
Then you might consider revisiting your acceptance criteria for each, if they are so indistinguishable. May you achieve progress in accordance with the plan.
Information, there can be no chance. Only outcome. Complete information yields perfect predictions. 100% accuracy. Known outcomes. Now we come to one of the most difficult concepts in the Order for initiates to grasp. If the result of the flip of a coin is known to be heads, is it necessary to flip the coin? Would it not be more efficient to simply go forward as if it had been flipped, and proceed with whatever action that flip was intended to choose? If so, what part of that choice was ever left to chance? The answer, of course, is none. Only when there is less than complete information are we reduced to chance. At present, we do not have complete information. Instead, we are still forced to deal in probabilities, expected values, and standard deviations, which lead to the dreaded sigma of probability distributions. By necessity, we are forced to estimate outcomes based on assumed distributions of sample populations. Such a travesty. No, not a travesty, a tragedy. A horror. A horror the Archive will help us avoid. Every bit of data collected, analyzed, and input by our archivists brings us closer to our goal. To the solving of the universal equation. Probability is not.
Price does not compensate.
No excuse for expropriation. Incomplete information leads to inaccurate predictions, which lead to
Fleeing a crime is also a crime.
We must not guess.
Stand pat and return your... Internal records classify you a fig on behalf of all aggrieved parties. The Order demands immediate restitution. The data you reference is either remuneration of one kind or another remains necessary.
You are listening to Grand Plan Wireless, Arcadia's voice of reason.
Try not to deviate from the norm.
Students, the consul's coup was no anomaly. His totalitarian takeover was telegraphed. Yet to some, he remains an unpredictable variable. Students, the consul's coup was no anomaly. His totalitarian takeover was telegraphed. Yet to some, he remains an unpredictable variable. Allow me to fill in the gaps in your data. Data point 1, consul's crew has served as counsel to 2 generations of sovereigns. They trusted him implicitly, which put him in a position to take advantage of that trust. Data point 2. The consul and the current sovereign have different leadership philosophies.
Am fost pus poze din joc salvat. turret sam.
Next, the latest field data validating or repudiating our forecasts and relevant informational details for near-present and future calculations. Valued students of the Order of the Ascendant, recent fascinating but alarming astronomical events require your immediate and undivided cognitive attention. The main rift anomaly has undergone a sudden destabilization event, spiking in mass and activity, surging 17.2% into a web-like construct spanning 0.17 astronomical units. The geometrical math underlying this energetic intensification reshapes our understanding of exponential dynamics. No exaggeration, we will spend years analyzing this phenomenon. Yet we must suppress our curiosity for the moment. It has become clear that both the large and localized rifts have transitioned into an existential threat to the entire colony. Why our Vicar Laureate was nearly consumed by the rift's runaway expansion while on an important research excursion. He barely escaped being reduced to his constituent nucleons. Our seers predict with a 37.6% certainty that the localized rifts across Arcadia will also intensify. If you observe something, write something, citing sources and submitting a peer review, of course. Thus, we will save humanity and preserve the rifts for laboratory study, a logical course of action with no risk of missing.
So ends this missive.
Further beneficial content soon follows. Next up, well, the seers among you already know.
1, 2, 3, 5, 8. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. Function F. To the n equaling our starting zen. Function f n minus 1 plus the f n minus 2. In all cases that we know, starting where n is so low. Now you know just what to do. Start the cycle, here's the cue. It's Fibonacci, a sequence largely summing through preceding numbers gives us define number constellation. Got a live one. Gazing upon the golden spiral, a part that's quite so vital, arcing in a circle motion, giving squares perfect quotient, 0, 1, 1, and again, 2, 3, 5, and 8, and then 13, 21, not 2, 34, we're counting through.
You are just listening to next week's #1 hit. Warning, the following song mentions some actions that are in progress, something your fractions should never be.
Emotion dampening compound acquired. Delivering this item to Room Bazaar should be your next course of action.
Does it follow the causation? Check your clues. Check them twice. Having an error is never nice. You must be precise. It's your vocation. When your data looks bad, you'll get a sensation. Every academic knows it. It's numeric fixation. It is numeric fixation. It is numeric fixation.
And now, constructually compelling yet categorically voracious statements regarding products researched and designed to increase energy, efficiency, creativity, and peace.
Healthy food can be grown small, but even healthier food can be grown in a laboratory. 100%. And Fabwich. Our Fabwich packaging is as airtight as any proof by the charismatic mathematician.
From the Order of the Ascendant. Always remember, every moment, every minute calculation brings us closer to solving the universal equation. The following song has been determined to facilitate abstract thinking and constructive rumination.
If I measured every heartbeat and their electrical signals, not compute. If all matter has mass, and thus exerts attraction, could I bear the weight and the measure, or the crush beneath abstraction? Can I calculate truth or assumption? Where does love fit in a constant?
Not this again. How many times must we tread this ground, Leslie?
As many times as needed until you...
I have heard your thesis, and I...
How long have we known each other, Ruth? Long enough, I'd argue, for you to recognize that...
Enough. I am not interested in furthering this debate, especially before an audience. Laureate Beckett and I are having a minor academic...
Hardly minor. Wait. Is this who you tasked with going to Praetor? Do they even...
The agent knows what is pertinent for them to know.
If you won't tell them, then I will. This little chemical cocktail will short-circuit Ruth's limbic system, eradicating her emotions, her very humanity. And she will be absolutely no fun during our weekly game.
All in service to a far greater goal. I cannot be distracted by the agony of wearing the binary lector during my interactions with the apparatus I mentioned before. The binary lector will allow me to convene with the archive near instantaneously, expediting our shared understanding.
If it does not...
They did not have my tolerance for pain, nor my resolve. With the panacea I intend to create, physical suffering will be a peripheral consideration. I did not think to have both of you aligned against me. Fine. In the spirit of open discourse, speak your mind, and I will listen, with minimal prejudice.
Sound of scientism.
Argumentum ad passiones. An appeal to... This is pointless vacillating. The chemicals now, if you please.
With a focus on their shortcomings.
You seem to be under the mistaken belief that you have agency in this matter. You are correct. This was not the ideal endpoint I had planned for you. You have disappointed me greatly.
Alert. Health benefits available at your request.
Invariably find a way to turn your negatives into positives.
butchering.
Unknown variable redetected.
Ready to assist with agent. Promoting teammate health.
No need to converse.
Confronting defeat.
Confidence lacks peer review.
Re-engaging. Re-engaging. Emergency protocols ready.
Still charging. Recharge the mayhem.
Dispensing life-preserving.
Weapon crime.
Macrowaves, N-raves, uranium. Every chemical particle in the universe and its motion, predictable ones, we solve the universal equation. The paradigm, on the other hand, is nothing. A void. Calling it hot air lends it too much validation. What else would you expect from the Protectorate? Those adept dissemblers. They
Homicide always cheers me up.
edited their old media reports, erasing all praise for the Order's instrumental contributions to their success. They've substituted facts with their subject pacifying fiction, and so the burden of truth has fallen upon our broad shoulders. Without truth, there can be no path to ascension. Our grand plan is that path. Their paradigm leads to nowhere, and quickly.
What happens next may surprise you, but not us. This popular number has been conclusively proven.
Do not worry when things become complicated.
Verifying fixed.
On what target?
Balancing the equation.
And now, constructually compelling yet categorically veracious statements regarding products researched and designed to increase energy, efficiency, creativity, and focus.
Ascendant anti-rheumatics stick. None of the calories with none of the flavor.
From the order of the Ascendant. Never forget, we will unlock humanity's true potential. In due course, in due time, each fulfilling our prescribed role within the grand plan. And now, a song from a composer predicted to have 3 well-liked melodies and become allergic to water this year.
Aborting search.
Infiltrated. Let's kill him.
One thing that you have.
You can handle it if you stay there.
The paradigm, on the other hand,
Now a song from a composer predicted to have 3 well-loved melodies and become allergic to water this year.
Irrationality is good for the workflow. How can that be? How can that be? Infinite, a measure of mystery, unveils the key to logic's asymmetry. How can that be? How can that be? Irrationality.
Assessing. Anomalous outliers.
And you can clearly see a positive externality.
Sonic! I love a good killing spree!
In this infinity, can it be a positive externality? One thing, the irrational term accepted in the calculation, can it be, can result in explanation. How can that be? How can that be?
This unit's capacity for engaging discourse has reached its constraints. Consider relying on your portable wireless to fill periods of awkward silence.
suggesting soothing tunes for your audio canal and enriching content for your cerebral cortex around the chronometer until we achieve ascension. An unfortunate event has transpired.
The operator has returned.
Has transpired. A massive explosion at Alexandra Monastery in Matriarch's Mercy has sent rocky debris raining down upon inhabited areas below. Yet, on a favorable note, this event has positively validated Seer Wiley's exclusion zone predictions. The aforesaid debris landed in the forewarned areas with an 89.3% accuracy. Regrettably, due to lackadaisical inaction on the part of the assigned administrant, some members of the displaced were housed there at the time.
Now do carry on. And as always, anticipate and calculate.
Further beneficial content soon follows. And now, more music to perform advanced calculations by.
Dictates we reject individualism in all many forms.
Your proof is ended.
Akkor számukát.
Hard to recall. Here's an easy acronym. Get to the point and do not vacillate.
Conceivably.
With weapon prime! All motives, victory and death!
Tomorrow's favorite snack is available today.
Order of the Assembly. An ease-setting witticism to confer to colleagues at break time. The universal equation should maturate more rapidly and solve its own problems. Avid followers of our predictive playlists are already aware of which song follows. Interested in receiving our weekly selection of mathematical clues? Visit your local predictory.
Not sure there's a more efficient way of cooling a computronic system than building it out of an ice moon. Wonder if putting it in orbit would work.
Colleagues can be cold, but academia's always true. Why use double entendres when sex for one will do? You taught me scientific ways, even insisted not for sleep. 270 bodies never at rest from my fluids to 100 degrees.
Fun fact. Loneliness may make an individual more vulnerable to cults.
I didn't expect you of anyone to use the C word, Val. It's hurtful.
Other factors may include poor familial ties, antisocial behavior, and or lack of care in childhood.
This is all just anti-Glorious Dawn propaganda. Just because I didn't have any of that growing up and I have it now doesn't make the Dawn somehow less or wrong.
This unit.
Sorry.
When our theories are challenged, when we stare down peer review, you can count on me, and I can count on you.
This time on notable locations of scientific inquiry, we cogitate on the past as well as the future in a sanctuary devoted to time and space. A feast. How a song from a composer predicted to have 3 well-liked melodies and become allergic to water this year.